Hey everybody, thanks for joining us on CodeChat today. My name is Jeremy Foster. You can find me online at codefoster.com. And once again, we're talking to Colin Megill.
Thanks for having
me. You're very welcome. Colin is a local JavaScript / Node developer. By local, I mean the Seattle area. That's
right.
Where we're at. And I hope you're not opposed to a little bit of unabashed flattery, but Colin's quite well known in the JavaScript and Node world, so it's a real privilege for me to have him on my show.
Thanks, man.
This time we're going to be talking, last time we talked about React and Radium, and this time we're going to be talking about your application.
Yeah, that's right. Product company. Yeah, that's
What's it called?
It's called Polis.
Okay.
We've been working on it for a couple of years. I just realized we're on HTTPS because I run a pre-production environment, so that's a great start for all you web devs. You can see. Basically, the initial impetus was the Arab Spring, and we were looking at commenting systems and how there really wasn't a commenting system out there that could handle thousands and thousands of people and get more coherent as more activity was added.
Okay.
And so we started to look at machine learning approaches.
In fact, it got far less, right?
It got more difficult to understand what was going on, and you started to need to apply statistical techniques. And there are a lot of companies out there, they serve brands even, trying to help them decipher what's going on social media relative to their brand, and they are applying machine learning to it and natural language processing. Yeah,
if I had my druthers, if I could just turn off comments, I think I would.
Totally. And actually, many media companies are going that way. I think Reuters just turned off comments and just said, "Hey, just talk about it on our Facebook page."
It's interesting. It seems like this is a great idea and a great space to be involved in. And it seems to me like sometimes I don't notice that there's a problem.
Yeah. Yeah, totally.
And that there could be a good solution to this problem. Until you bring it up.
Well, think about major media outlets. There isn't much incentive for people. Certainly, there are people with, like, let's say maybe not even famous people, but people with let's just say even a big social media following who are reading their articles. Let's say that there are. Let's take any X random finance blog. Let's say that there are professors all over the country reading that blog. Well, why? We should be more upset that there isn't an ability to have a good conversation there. We have great content, and really, we have great content, and we have great minds reading that content. And we don't have a way for them to kind of get in there
So far, the extent of the ideas for comments is, let's maybe paginate them. Let's maybe break them into threads.
Thread them.
These aren't making it scale. These aren't making you want to read.
They're not. So we took a couple different assumptions.
Okay.
One of the assumptions is that everyone can write comments, and they go into, basically, you can think of it, they go into one big bucket of comments, and that those comments are then sent out randomly to everyone. And so you can see, like, this is kind of a demo conversation we have on our site. You can go, if you go to pol.is, you can.
So instead of 1,000 comments, I'm seeing one?
That's right. You see one comment at a time, and so there's this problem in commenting called the lurker problem, and so it's 1% of people produce content, and then the 10% of people will like interact with it, and then like the 90% are just kind of cruising by skimming.
Yeah.
So this is at least hopefully going to get that next tier of people who are willing to interact, if not more of them. We found that people interact a ton. They vote a lot. That's kind of like Tinder, It's like you see one thing at a time, and you either agree or don't.
Which is good because that's about the maximum number of things I can think about.
That's right. You got to reduce people's choices.
Yeah.
But if people are willing to, and this gets a little bit more on the sociological thinking behind this. But people's intention. If you see a comment that says something that you disagree with, you really want to distance yourself from it.
Yeah.
It's a physical distance. It's a not my tribe. It's a doesn't represent me.
Yeah.
You want to say doesn't represent me, and that's really the impulse there. But there isn't a really great way to do that except with your words. And words, and
you got to think about it and write it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So but if you can just disagree and say, hey, I'm going to distance myself. So basically, how it works is that you have thousands of people potentially, or tens of thousands, or hundreds of thousands of people simultaneously voting on comments. We do a lot of machine learning behind the scenes, and produce an interactive data visualization that shows groups. So you can see that, like, let's say, okay, this group's all the way on the left. I played football in high school. So 30 people saw that of this group, and 21 of those people agreed.
Okay.
And so you can assume people over here probably they did not play football in high school, right? So you can see that this is the group of people who played football in high school. But and this group over here opposed from them. Maybe it's the case that they football isn't going anywhere, but parents are going to increasingly not let their kids play because the danger involved. Comparing it to the campaign against smoking. Okay, so here you go. So I will not let my kids play. So these people disagree, right? And the further you are over this way, you have people that didn't play football in high school, won't let their kids play, think parents won't let their kids play, and this group disagrees with that.
Now, for context, this is at the end of an article that was about football, right?
That's right. That's right. This would be embedded. So it's a comment system. So it's embedded anywhere, just like Discuss or Livefire, just where you're scrolling comments, right?
Yeah, right.
Except this one, you can reclaim your footer because you don't have 1,000 comments down there. It's compact. It's just one thing.
Okay.
And it's free. You just throw it. You go to the site, get an embed code, and I mean you can drop it onto your site in a few minutes. I mean it's just a script tag. That's it.
I see that it facilitates this this kind of opinionated. It facilitates the opinions, but does it also fulfill the case of the flat classic comment systems where a person's able to just kind of ask a question and let other people answer it?
It's a good question.
Or is it different than the other?
It's a good question. That it is different. That's not its intention. And I think and a lot of the comments. Basically, this gets away from that, and it's really for articles where there are maybe a few million people showing up in that article over the course of a few hours. And the idea that anything constructive down there is going to happen, you just throw it out.
So if you have a blog and you get 1,000 hits a month or something like that, and you want to facilitate discussion on that blog, then maybe it's not for you.
Maybe it's not for you. Yeah, if you have a community that is going to get in there and read through, because remember with threaded, it's like you can like map the work that people have to do, right? Every extra comment adds another comment that anyone who wants to get into the conversation has to read to get up to speed.
That's right. It adds to it.
And so since the comments are atomic, as soon as you come in, you can say full-grown men running into each other. Okay, I agree. And then you can see I'm moving towards people that voted like.
Look at that.
So we should still be able to engage in things with downsides. I'll agree. You need to. So you're updating the model. It's machine learning, right? There's a model back there for this conversation.
Now, you've done this a million times, so it's not fun for you anymore. But the people that are watching just saw you click this a couple times.
Yeah.
And these bubbles are moving.
That's right. So this is my bubble, and I haven't signed in with social, so I'm not there. But you need to say this out loud and think about this. The NFL just admitted that 1/3 of all players. Okay, I'll agree with that.
So you move a little bit this way. What does that mean?
So that I'm moving towards the people who voted like I did.
Okay.
So if I say football's a proxy for, I'll pass on that one. That's Gladwell's a flamethrower. I'll agree. Gladwell's just trolling, right? I'll agree. I agree with Gladwell. Kickboxing needs to be banned. Now, I would assume, when I said kickboxing needs to be banned, I moved this way.
Okay.
Which, given what we knew about the groups, we could kind of predict that, right? Because these people are probably going to want to ban kickboxing, right? I love football. I'll agree. I agree with Gladwell. Let me see if I can move,
to the left?
Right. So I grew up watching football. Agree. Now it makes sense that I went towards the people, right? So so you can see that there's axes here, but there's still minority opinion groups, and I think that's really what this is. What is so important in commenting that isn't there when you don't have groups, and groups are the fundamental innovation here, right? When you don't have any groups, you don't have any ability to differentiate and say like, well, okay, take a commenting system with upvoting and downvoting.
Yeah.
So you write a comment, right? This group disagrees with you. They downvote it 200 times. This group agrees with you. They upvote it 200 times. Your comment's at 0.
Oh, wow.
Right. So you've got
for some
this,
reason I didn't think about that.
No, and we just assume it's like, well, upvoting and downvoting. Really, the only thing that gets up to the top are majority viewpoints, and we do show that. I mean, we have, if you see majority opinion, here's things that unify the groups.
Okay.
So, 70 out of everybody, 73 saw it, 56 agreed. We should still be able to engage in things with downsides. That's a very interesting comment, and I think you can all, kind of get behind the idea that it's like, okay, well, there's an element of personal will, personal choice, Yes, okay. No one, no one, at least with the social profile, disagreed that we can see disagreed with that. But you can still, it still preserves the minority opinions. And I mean, we got into this initially because we were very excited about the political implications of that. We like to laugh. We were laughing. I mean, it was like in 2008 or 2012. The presidential primary in 2012. If you put them all in here, they couldn't find each other. There are so many different groups that are represented by. I mean, it's a really great kind of place to explore conceptually right now. You have a time where you have Mitt Romney in 2012 running, and he's representing northeastern conservatives, and then you have Rick Perry running. I mean, and Texas and Boston. I mean, if you put their supporters in the same room, it's like probably wouldn't find that much,
Yeah, right.
ideologically,
right.
but at the same time, they have to get under one candidate. So, I think that we got really excited about the political implications, and we're still very excited about the way in which, in fact, I'll show you one article.
Before you,
oh, sorry, go ahead.
Before you finish that though, but hold that thought. Yeah, looking back at that visualization.
Sorry.
And by the way, is this one that people can go play with?
Yeah,
this
absolutely.
Visualization?
So
okay.
if you go to Polis, if you go to pol.is/billions,
okay,
and you go to demo,
okay,
that will bring you to
excellent
to the
because I think if people are like me, they'll want to let this sink in and then they'll want to go play with it a little bit.
Yeah, totally.
So now you had 5 groups. I think you had 1, 2, 3,
Right.
4,
Let me
5, and they had
grab,
dashed lines around them. And I'm trying to get my head around. How would I form a 6th group? Would it be by kind of disagreeing with people and then having other people agree with that?
It would be. So
okay.
You're absolutely right. Let me get back there. So again, sorry, pre-production environment.
It's okay.
we're all web devs here, right?
Yep.
Okay.
To get a 6th group.
Yeah, to get a 6th group. So what you would have, yes, if there was a group that disagreed with everything, then it would probably break out as a 6th group. It might actually move everyone over this way.
So it's not really linear. It's going to be difficult to get 6, 7. What's the most number of groups you've seen?
So we actually cap it because we found that it's just it gets. We actually have more groups, but there will be. So there are. What you're doing there is you're pointing towards the power tools, right? Yeah, kind of power user versions where it's like, well, hey, do you want to see n groups?
Right.
But as a consumer tool, we don't.
We're talking about little tiny groups of people with really weird ideas.
But they do exist,
Yeah,
and I guess it's valuable to see if someone's trolling. Mm-hmm. Then just disagree, right? You don't have to respond. You can just say, hey, I don't agree with that, and then those people will just simply move over to the side. We can. They're sequestered into their little troll group.
This is encouraging down here because normally when I see this, I go, "That's 5 pages of content. I don't care." This is groups, though. This is excellent.
It's groups, yeah. So when you, So I mean, each group has its own kind of personality.
Yeah.
And this group is the people that played football in high school, and it's too big to fail. And these people don't agree it's too big to fail. They agree that it's
Okay, listen, we're in a predicament here. We've got 1 minute to discuss a really cool technology. So behind this,
okay.
Obviously, this is made for scale. We've got we've got some machine learning going on, and you wanted to show us Brain.js.
That's right. So behind this, Brain.js is not behind this, but at least it's this is a distributed system.
Yeah.
Anyway, this concept. This concept of using machine learning in the browser and applying machine learning to human communication is just really exciting to us. And
it's real new too, right?
It's new, yeah. So we're going to type in Microsoft.
Is this a place that folks are welcome to go?
It is. So you can let me go up here and zoom in on that for a second. It's NewYorkTimes-neural-nets.herokuapp.com. This just calls the New York
sandbox, right?
It is. It's just this actually has no. This is important to note. Actually, there's no server component to this, except for what serves up the index.
Okay.
So it serves up an index. The index has a bunch of JS that's loaded up. Everything you're about to see happens on the client side. So you can see we make a request to the New York Times. We get 5 pages of articles. We then train a neural network, and then we plot.
That's pretty interesting.
We plot the results of that. So this was kind of a fun project. My co-founder Mike Bjorkgren and I just did for fun.
Just for fun.
Yeah, it was just for fun. But basically, The browser's powerful, and with V8 and with Chakra, there's great stuff coming to web. I mean, to be able to do, think about, you have every person that loads it up, you can build a model, and
awesome.
The idea that you can build and train models in a distributed way, and then maybe even send the results of that in a post back to you. You can really leverage a distributed computation right out of the box with web. It's really,
it could be a real win-win, because now I all of a sudden might not be burning server hours and dollars.
That's right.
And my clients may really want to do things on their side, because they've got a nice computer on their desk.
That's right. I'll take it one step further. Maybe you send them an analytics tool or business intelligence tool, and you load up their data onto the client without ever sending it through your servers. And then you do computation on the client side to do analysis on the client side. Previously, we may have had to have a remote installation of this to be within their, but if you're guaranteed that you're not posting anything back to you, then you can have them access maybe something locally.
I'm wondering, since this is an engine and a framework that we can run on both sides, the server and the client.
That's right. You could run Brain in yeah.
Yeah. So I'm wondering if it's a way to do a distributed model generation system.
That's really interesting. Yeah, that's a great question.
All right, well, we've got to wrap it up. Thanks. This is really cool stuff. I really hope you'll go check out Polis. Go check out the, you call it Polis, right?
Polis, yeah.
Same thing, tomatoes. Go check it out and play with it, and tell your friends too. It's a really cool app. Is there anything else you want to add before we wrap?
That's great, man. Thanks for having me.
All right, thanks for being on. Take care, everybody. See you next time on CodeChat.